Hello, welcome to the replay of the LOA scope called Eliminate Worry Forever. I am Bob Doyle and we are live together at Emily S. Rocket. Emily, you're first in the room. Welcome. I know you're a relatively new artist. Mother Valentina 2323. Claire does copy. Jay Trivolino. It's the regulars are rolling in. I love it. Welcome everyone. Seafood, say food. Let's see. It's got to be C. Let's just take a look. Let's take a look. We can't not look. Andrew C, I guess. Dad, music lover, black coffee always. White Fang and Unchaining My Brain. Welcome, Andrew. Happy Friday the 13th to you as well, Emily. All right. Amy Loves has joined, which is awesome. Hey, Amy. Rob Hurrell. Everybody just take a seat. It's open seating. You know, you can just sit anywhere you have a space. Good to see you again, too. Ian, thank you for being here. JTS Bean has joined. And Amy, I'm glad to have you here. We do the Law of Attraction Scope 3 times a week. Actually, we do it here on Periscope twice a week. Thank you for sharing with your followers. I appreciate that always. Monday and Friday here on Periscope at 10 a.m. Pacific time, where we discuss a Law of Attraction topic. And then Wednesdays, we do the whole thing over on blab.im, where I will bring in one of my coaches or another guest, and we'll, be interactive that way, and then bring on guests and comments and, your questions. You know how it works. Melanie Bundock has invited followers. I love this. Love your life, bitch. That's the name. Love your life, bitch. Let's find out a little bit about Sophie Von Merrick's. She's a women's lifestyle coach, giving lives and business a hot, rich, slightly bitchy, and Trey Stylus edge. Instagram. Love your life, bitch. All right. Well, welcome, Sophie. I think you're new here. How do you like these, folks? You know how I always struggle with the readers. These are my thin optics, whatever they are. They're just called thin optics. And look at this. They just fit right here on the back of my case in this little handy dandy whatever, right? So I'm carrying them around with me wherever I go. Menus, no longer a problem. Oh, well, that looks a little silly.
How'd you find them?
Well, Lynn wants to take credit for finding them. I actually saw them on Facebook once, but I will tell you this, that Lynn sent me the message that actually moved me into action to buying these. So I do give her credit for the fact.
Yeah.
I do. Excuse me?
Move people to action.
Right. Yeah. Okay, anyway, that's Lynn Rose, by the way, in the background. You can't see her by her royal command. You are not allowed to see her this morning. She's too beautiful. That's what it is. She feels like if she showed herself, she would just be massively intimidating to everyone who joined the scope. All right, everybody. So again, welcome. I really appreciate you being here and sharing with followers and all of that stuff. And if you're brand new to me and you've never been here before, I'd love it if you did follow. And then you can be a part of these scopes whenever you want. And we have a lot of fun here. And in addition to the Law of Attraction scopes, I will also, hi Fidelma, am I reading that right? I better just keep these on so I can read what I'm seeing here. What was I saying? Oh well, it happens all the time. I swear I look at these comments and it just, brain goes boo. Hey, we're starting an exciting series. It's exciting to me, and I hope that Yoga Mom 40, thanks for being here. First time, wonderful, it's so great. John Ehrlichman in the room, nice to have you here, sir. How are you and yours? Your kids are just adorbs. And it's just hilarious how one of them looks just like you and the other one looks just like Carolyn. Or Caroline. What do you say? Carolyn, okay. Anyway, welcome, John. So today we're starting a series of periscopes and blabs that have sort of a theme to them. And I'm very excited about sharing this with you and doing this with you over the next, week or so. And because what I'm going to be sharing is some of the distinctions that I've gotten over the past year or so from one of my favorite all-time mentors, Andy Shaw. He wrote a book called it's a program, really. It's a couple of books and a program called A Bug-Free Mind. And one of the reasons that I'm doing this now at this time period is right now, Bug-Free Mind is giving all sorts of different cool content out there right now because they're doing a promotion. And one of them that I mentioned to you last time, and if you're on my email list, you've gotten a few emails about it, about the happiness quiz, which is really cool. And I'll tell you how to take that quiz right now, if you can remember this. BobDoyleLikesThis.com/happy quiz. BobDoyleLikesThis.com, /happy quiz. And what it does is it's like 40 questions, and it assesses where you are in your happiness level and gives you some guidance on how you might increase that. It breaks it down into categories. I've never seen anything quite like it, and it's really, really cool. I mean, it's not. You can get a whole 18-page report. You got a 71, Claire. That's, you know what? That's better than me. What did you get, Lynn?
For what?
Your happiness percentage?
82.7.
82. This is what I live with. The quiz is from Andy Shaw, who wrote A Bug-Free Mind, and
Awesome.
it's awesome. And look, Bug-Free Mind is one of the rare things that I will come on to a Periscope or a Blab or something and just say, go buy it. You know, no fancy trickery, and I'm not trying to manipulate anybody. You got to go get it. I just think it's some of the strongest material out there. I've been consistently saying that for quite a long time. I do not change my mind from time to time. So, you know, and I'm going to tell you this whole topic about today, which is eliminate worry forever, because who doesn't want to do that? My life was changed by Andy Shaw and the Bug-Free Mind in this topic alone, and so many others that I'll be discussing over the course of time. And as we talk more about some of the principles that, you know, I've really gotten on a deeper level because of his work. And if you've been listening to my scopes for a while, and if you been listening to me on any capacity, you'll hear how it's impacted. You'll say, oh yeah, you talked about that here and here and here, because a lot of stuff about ego and happiness and just all kinds of stuff that we'll be talking about over the course of time. But worry is a big one. So I can't read the comments without the glasses. That's what happens. So if you're commenting, I can't read them unless I have this, and I certainly can't see your username. I see you going by, Inez, but I can't read. Please repeat the website. Okay, BobDoyleLikesThis.com, BobDoyleLikesThis.com/happy quiz. Happy quiz. Okay? Thank you for the hearts. Look at all the hearts. Okay. Yeah, BobDoyleLikesThis.com/happy quiz. So write that one down, because I'm going to give you another one at the end of all this, because this whole topic of worry. First of all, let me just ask you, anybody here, thank you so much. Thank you so much for putting that up there. That is the URL. You guys are awesome. No space between happy and quiz. That won't work, but happy quiz will work. How many people in this room are here listening to this Periscope today because you struggle with worrying? Just, thumbs up would be good, or a yes, or that's me. I just kind of want to understand how many people here deal with worry. Me, thumbs up, me, lots of thumbs up, right? Thumbs up, me. Good. Well, it's not good. But today's your lucky day. Because if I was to tell you that I can hook you up with never worrying again or eliminating worry from your life, how would that sound to you? Yes. Usually at 3 a.m., Melanie, you and me, I was just about to tell you, and Lynn will vouch for this. The 3:30 a.m. wake up in a panic worrying. Was that an issue or not, Lynn?
Oh yeah.
Daily. It was like debilitating. And that's actually been going on for years in my life.
Didn't have anything going on in your life.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes. I mean but what seems to happen at that 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning thing is that everything seems much bigger and more like, how am I ever going to, you know what I'm saying? Like and then you can't drop it. And like I said, it was debilitating, and it was, not being able to get back to sleep, right? So now you're sitting there worrying around for 90 minutes to 2 hours or whatever, and then you just finally get up and start your day. And then what I find is generally as I go through the day, the worry subsides a bit. But, who wants to wake up with that? Who wants to deal with that every single day? And when you have to pay bills and you don't have enough money, absolutely. It's very, and it seems much bigger at that 3:30 and 4 o'clock in the morning, at least to me and maybe Melanie and other people. But I've talked to lots of people who have that sort of wake up at that time period. And I'm trying to remember, I read something about that time period. Anyway, the point is that you can be free from it. You can be free from it. And the whole idea that was even possible seemed impossible, because, well, what do you mean? It's not like, what kind of mindset change am I going to do to make the bills go away? Well, we could talk about that from a law of attraction point of view, but logically, the bills will still be there. It's about how we respond to it. And it's actually chapter 6 in A Bug-Free Mind, which I have listened to dozens of times probably. And I've listened to most of Bug-Free Mind over and over and over again, because it's just that good. But the worry thing, the overriding principle that we have, that I kind of just keep reminding myself of. Now, it took a whole chapter of reading this to be able to distill it down to being able to just tell myself this and make the worry go away. But you can get there just by, reading the chapter or whatever. But it boils down to this. There is absolutely no benefit to worrying. Okay? Now, this is straight out of Andy Shaw. This is not Bob Doyle. Okay? Now, I'm paraphrasing. So if Andy were here, he might say, I might say it a little differently. But the point is, there's no benefit from worrying. Like, here's how my whole thing was, I just grew up learning to worry. My mother was a worrier. At least that was my perception of her. She might say otherwise now, but that was my perception, was that she worried all the time. She stressed all the time. And that taught me that that's what you were supposed to do. Thank you for reposting that. That worrying about something was like the responsible thing to do. It's like, well, I'm going to worry my way into solving the problem. Does that resonate with anybody? Like that you feel like you should be worried about something, and to not be worried about it would be irresponsible, or that the problem won't get away. Anybody here? Yes? No, that whole thing. Well, let's just look at that logically, right? Worrying, the very act of worrying certainly will not solve a problem. Right? It will only make everything seem worse. Now, we know this. We know this logically. I mean, I'm not saying anything that you're going to go, right? But yet we still do it. So it's really about worrying is meditation on the negative end. I kind of like that. Yeah, it's just this single focused thought, but it's all on bad stuff, right? It's interesting. And so what are you doing from a law of attraction point of view when you sit in a state of worry? Anyone? You all know the answer to this. You're creating this vibration of, I'm worried because of, I'm worried, and you just attract, that just vibration just grows, and it can just grow in the emotion, but it could also grow in things showing up in your life to worry about, right? And yes, ego takes over. I think that's what you said there. And so your ego's like, oh, you screwed this up, you really got to solve this, blah, 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 blah. And that's how it was for me. And it was just torturous, because I knew that worry wasn't doing anything. But also when you're in a state of worry, you're not going to be resourceful and creative. That's not how you're going to get an inspired idea of how to move out of this situation that is causing you the worry, right? So it's really getting that worry has no benefit. Can anybody here tell me how worry is a benefit? How does worrying help your situation? If anybody here can give me a good reason or a good example of how worrying can help you, I would like to read it. Anyone? So far, I'm not saying anything. I mean, look, to me, it was always, well, at least it can help you prepare more. See, that's what I thought. It pushes you forward, it makes you think. But does it really push you forward? It may motivate you to work harder. Does it? Has that been your experience? I mean, here's the thing. Well, yes, it shows you need to grow. It shows that there's something that you can learn about, like not being worried. But worrying is more of a paralysis. I would submit to you that when you do take the action after you're done worrying, you're not in a state of worry at that point. You're in a state of doing and being, and you're taking the action. You might have some worry running in the background. But, even if worry, I guess, in some weird way motivates you into action because of just think about what vibration is surrounding that action and what you're liable to attract and what the outcome could be. If you just understand that, that it is a choice to worry. It is a choice. It's a habitual choice that we've learned, and it seems very natural. It doesn't seem like a choice, but it is a choice we make to worry rather than observe the situation and say, okay, here's the thing, and let's just focus on the solution rather than the problem. Okay, you focus on the solution rather than the problem. That is a big distinction of Andy's too somewhere. I'm not sure if it's in that chapter or another one or in multiple chapters. But, when you wake up in the morning and you start having that panic, it's that just, first of all, this is what I do now. I remind myself, okay, there is no benefit to this worrying. It's not going to solve the problem. It's just going to keep me stuck in a bad vibration and make me, put my day off on a bad foot. So, okay, there's no benefit. So I know that. And then it's like, well, this is the problem, but what is the solution? What does the solution look and feel like? It's not about figuring it out necessarily. It's about envisioning this problem solved, and what does that feel like? And it's from that place that then the solution can appear. But the solution cannot, an effective solution that really solves the problem in a way that is joyous and grace, flow, and ease and all of that stuff is not going to come out of a worried state. In a worried state, you're looking for any kind of answer. You're going to work out of panic. You're going to work out of fear. You're going to work out of, I must do this. It's not going to be the best answer. Irrational worries, and you know they are irrational. Well, see, that's the other thing. Those are irrational worries, and if you know they're irrational, then that's good, because that means that you can just say, wow, okay, you can separate yourself from the ego that is creating that feeling of worry that you know intellectually is irrational, and then you just make these other choices about the worry. So what Andy says is, whatever's going to happen that you're worried about, it's either going to happen or it's not. Right? Worrying about it isn't going to affect that in any particular way. Here's what I'm going to recommend, because rather than me just reteaching this, Andy and I did a webinar, I guess it was about a year ago, on this very topic that I just want to give you access to. You don't even have to, put in an email address or anything like that. And that's the other URL I want to give you. It's all about this topic of eliminating worry forever. And if you watch it, see, here's the thing about Andy and all of his work. He really is very insistent upon listening again, reading again, multiple reading. And nobody really necessarily likes that whole really, I just want to read it once and get it done. But that is not reality. What I have found with reading and listening to Andy's stuff over and over again is I get something a little bit different every time, even after, like I said, dozens of listening. That's just the way it works. You get different layers of unfolding. So you're going to get a distinction, and then upon the second listening, or the third, or the fourth, you'll have gotten distinctions that you wouldn't have been able to get without going through it the first time. That brings you to a certain place, and now you can get it on a different level the next time, and the next time, and the next time. Believe me, I'm not a person who likes to have to read things over and over again. But in this case, I have seen the benefit of it repeatedly over and over. And I still listen to it. It's been well over a year, and I have multiple listens of Andy's work. That's why I'm so psyched about it, because it has changed my life. That 3:30 in the morning wake up panic stuff just doesn't happen. I may still wake up in the morning and a thought may try and come into my head, but it's nothing like it used to be, where I'm just there for 90 minutes and all of that. Tap and affirm. Even though I'm worried about X, I choose to be open to finding practical solutions. Yes, absolutely. EFT is great too, but I was finding, obviously everybody who knows me knows I'm a huge fan of EFT and its effectiveness. But there were some instances where I wasn't able to get the breakthrough, the relief that I wanted. And that can happen when you self-administer EFT and you don't see what you can't see, that kind of thing. That would have been a great opportunity to have a Melanie in my life to say, okay, here's what I see that you're, But in this is just another way to deal with it, just through structured thinking. Andy's whole thing is about structured thinking. It's about what's wrong with all of us right now is faulty thinking. It's the way that we've been learned. It's the way that we've learned. It's the way we've been learned. It's the way we've been taught to process information that doesn't serve us. It's inefficient. It puts us in a negative state and all of this. And Andy has this amazing gift of just being able to process everyday events in a totally different way, so that worry and fear and all of these things just aren't a part of his life. And he's got quite a story. It wasn't always he's always had this sort of gift, but he's been through some amazing, what's the word I'm looking for? Just various experiences that would really, I think, crumble most of us. But because he knows how to process his thoughts like this, and this is what he teaches in the books, he's been able to navigate beautifully. And now he's sharing all this stuff with you and me and the rest of the world. So here's what I want to invite you to do, is go check out that webinar that we did. It's over an hour. It's good stuff. And we really dig into this worry thing. So it's boundlessliving.com/no worry. I think. Will you test that? boundlessliving.com/no worry. I just set it up a bit ago, and I think it was no worry. Boundlessliving.com, and that'll take you right to the replay again. You don't have to.
No worry or worries?
No worry. Let's see if I was right.
And here it is.
Okay, good. That's it. boundlessliving.com/no worry. Yeah.
Worry forever.
Eliminate worry forever. Right. So.
Bob Doyle here. Well,
Now she's playing it in the background. So actually, it's because I think it automatically starts, so be aware of that. You will see a button on that page where you can get the first 5 chapters of A Bug-Free Mind for free, and I would just say, just go freaking do it. You know, yes, you're going to give an email address, and yes, you're going to get email. And I'm going to tell you right now that Andy's emails are some of the most content-rich, usable emails of anybody out there sending email. You can always unsubscribe, but to get the first 5 chapters, you give me your email. That's just the way it works these days. But I'm telling you that if you get those chapters and read them, you will see what I mean. You will know very soon that this guy is way different than most. And probably if you know me, you'll get an idea of why I like him so much, because he is very super grounded, right? He's not a new agey kind of guy. He's way into the quantum physics stuff, just like me. There are a couple of points that he and I still don't exactly, but it's more semantics and things like that. But I love hanging with this guy. He's just really, really a cool, funny UK. I just, whatever. You'll see. I'm pretty sure we have some fun on that webinar. But that's what I would advise you to do, because rather than me try and reteach Andy's stuff right here, I just want to say, just give you the highlights of how it's helped me, but just also know that, until you really dig deep, you probably, just me saying there's no benefit to worry probably isn't enough for you to eliminate worry out of your life. It wasn't, if that was the whole chapter, there's no benefit, I probably wouldn't have gotten the impact. But with this conversation that we have, we can dig deep, and hopefully that'll have a major impact on your life, because really, truly, worry it's a huge expenditure of energy, and it can fully impact the quality of your life, as you know. All right, well, a lot of you have left already, hopefully to go get all that stuff. So I can wrap this up, but again, just as a reminder, so that to see that webinar is boundlessliving.com/no worry. And then the happiness quiz that Andy also put together is bobdoylelikesthis.com/happy quiz, no spaces. Okay? All right, so I'm going to leave it at that. 2 URLs is enough for you to remember, even though there's one more I'd like to share, but I won't. I'll do that on Monday. I hope this has been at least helpful enough for you to go take that next step and go watch that webinar. Because again, I know that in 30 minutes on a Periscope, I'm not going to be able to single-handedly have you eliminate worry. But with that particular webinar, I think that you can get some serious assistance, and you'll have fun with that. And then do the happy quiz too. That's also very insightful. I will, it's Friday, so next scheduled LOA scope is on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And then we'll have a blab on Wednesday with Coach, I'm not sure who it's going to be with. I'll let you know when I know. On blab, and then just keep this party going. But every now and then I will scope in between these law of attraction scopes, mostly with my lovely and talented Lynn Rose, whose beauty is so intimidating today that she will not allow herself to be appearing on camera. But thank you all for coming who are new. Thanks for those of you who are hanging till the end. Thanks for all the hearts. Thanks for the shares. Thanks for just being out there. It just makes Periscope has added a whole new dimension of joy to the work that I do. Lynn can vouch for that as well. This is one of my favorite things about my law of attraction teaching career is interacting at this level with you guys. So thanks for the share, and I hope that those of you who came in and watched the replay enjoyed it and got something out of it. And one of these days, I'm just going to have I talked about this the other day, have like a blab where I can bring you guys in, like, if you went and took the happiness quiz, let's talk about that. Let's bring you on. What was your score, if you don't mind saying? What are your areas? How can we work on that? Same thing with this worry thing. If you go see this webinar, it'd be great to have a group discussion on it. I will tell you that it will probably be the next week, but I'm going to have Andy Shaw on a blab. He has agreed to come on and do a blab with me, and we can talk about some of these points that I will be discussing, like ego and worry and fear and these other things, the law of attraction, all of these things that I'm going to be sharing with you just one-on-one in my Periscopes, but we'll have that conversation with him, and then you can actually interact with him and stuff like that. So stay tuned for details on what day I will be doing that. It is going to be awesome. I promise you. It's going to be awesome. So excited about that. Everybody have a wonderful weekend. Remember, you're in charge of that. And we will see you again on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific for the LOA scope, or sooner if Lynn and I get a wild hair, which we very well may. In fact, we're doing karaoke tonight with some friends, so
Oh, we'll have to.
I can almost
Scoping
guarantee
going on.
that there will be a periscope. What would you call that? Periscope? Anyway,
Yeah, let's go.
karaoke. One of those things.
Karaoke.
We're going to have karaoke.
Karaoke.
Periscope. I don't know. We'll probably be playing with you guys tonight, so stay tuned for that. All righty. Love you all very, very much. Lynn says goodbye too. We'll talk soon.